And I also hope that you are attending the class with your notebook so that you can note down the notes. So write down the today's topic, basics of Python, part 2. You already know about the len function, len function. It is called len function, and this function you can apply it on the string also. So it returns the number of characters present in a string. But this function can also be applied on the list. So write down, it returns the length of a sequence. You know that list is a sequence. So it returns length of a sequence. For example, if I declare a list object is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what will be the length of this list? Length means number of items present in a list. So how many items you can count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 items are there in this list. So if you want to know how many items in the list, so you can use that len function. I am declaring a variable here, size is equal to len, and I am passing list1, this object, as an argument in the function. You know that function returns a value. So this function returns the length of the string. So can you tell me what is the value stored in this size object?
So 6.
6.
Yes, correct, 6. Because 6 is the length of this list. So this 6 will be stored in the size. Later you can print the value of the variable on the screen. Print size. Let's see the output. So it is displaying 6. So not only this function, len function, can be applied on the string, but it is also applied on the list also. It can be applied on tuples also. So it returns the number of items or the number of elements in a list. So write down this programming code in your notebook and the output 6, because 6 is stored in the size variable. And with the help of print function, I can display the value of the variable, that is 6. Write down the output 6. Have you written all these things?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can also use this let function to iterate over the list. Iterate over means you can process the elements one by one with the help of a loop. Yesterday I told you how can you iterate on the list with the help of for loop. Now let's iterate it with the help of while loops. So write down, you can also use len function to iterate over the list with a loop. This time I am using while loop. Suppose there is a list and inside the list I am typing the value 1, 2, 3, comma 3, 4, 5, comma 4, 5, 6, comma 6, 7, 8, comma 8, 9, 7. So these are the values. Now if you want to process each and every value in the list one by one, so you can use while loop. Here I am declaring one variable index is equal to 0, and while index is less than length of the list. So index is less than. This is the condition. You know that when condition is true, the statement written inside the while loop block will execute. So the value of index is 0, and this function returns the length. What is the length of this list? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 is written by this len function. So index is less than 5. So yes, condition is true because 0 is less than 5. So statement will execute. So you can print list 1 and index. You know that we can access individual element of the list with the help of an index value. So index 0, so you know that index 0 means the first element in the list. So this first element 1, 2, 3 will be displayed on the screen. In the next statement, you can increment the value of the index. So index plus 1. Now the value of the index incremented, both the statements executed, and you know that when all the statements executed in the while loop, control goes to this condition. Now the index value is 1, so 1 is also less than 5. So again this statement will execute. So list 1, 1, you know that 1 means the second element in the list. In this way, this while loop will work. So what will be the output? Om Bagresh? Om
So 1,
Bagresh?
2, 3,
Yes,
3, 4, 5,
yes,
4, 5, 6,
yes,
6, 7, 8, 8, 9,
yes,
7.
yes. All the values will be displayed in a single line or in separate line.
So in a single line.
Single
No, sir,
line.
separate line, sorry.
Separate line, yes, correct. Because you know that this print function will display the value always on the new line. So when you access an individual element 1, 2, 3, then this statement executes. So 1, 2, 3 will display on the new line, and then if again you are calling the print function. Good morning, Pankaj. Pankaj? Pankaj? Okay, Pankaj is not responding. So you know that this print function will always display the value on the new line. That's why these values will be displayed in separate lines in the output. Let's see the output run. First, I have to convert this string in comments because comments are ignored by the compiler. Let's see the output. So you can see the values are displayed in separate lines. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 7. So write down this output and this code in your notebook. This is the output and this is the code. So have you noted down all these things?
Yes, sir.
Vishal,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Pankaj, Pankaj, Pankaj is not there. Mehul, Mehul,
Yes, yes,
have you noted down all these things?
sir, लगभग.
Okay, I'm giving you some more time so that you can note down this in your notebook. And do remember that you should make notes by date. Today's date is 4 July, so write down the date and the topic so that you can easily maintain the index of your classwork notebook. If you want to display the values in a single line, then you can use one AND operator inside this print function. So you can write AND equal to any character you can write. I am writing space. So after each and every value, the space will be the AND character. So in this way, you can, if you want to display the values in a single line, you can use this AND operator. Let's see the output. This time the values are in a single line. So this AND operator is very useful to display the values in a single line. You can see all the values are in a single line, and there is a space after each and every value because of this AND operator. Vishal,
Yes, sir.
Have you noted down this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I hope you note down all these things. Now I'm going to erase all these statements. And one thing you must remember, that list is a mutable data type. Mutable data type or mutable object. Mutable means you can change the contents of the list once it is created. So you can change the contents, means you can add elements, modify elements, and delete the elements of the list. For example, suppose I am declaring a variable list is equal to list 2 equal to, I am putting some values inside this list, 12, 14, 16, 18, 21. Okay, if I print the value on the list, value of the list on the screen, so you will get the output 12, 14, 16, 18, 21 enclosed in the square bracket. Suppose I want to modify the value of this last element, 21. So what is the index of this 21? What is the index of 21?
So 4.
4. So with the help of index, you can modify the list item, list 2, and inside the square bracket 4. And if you modify the value as 20, suppose. So instead of writing 21, if you want to add 20, not adding, but you are modifying this 21. And you know that list is a mutable object, so you can modify the values. So in place of 21, 20 will be stored in the list. If you display again the list items on the screen, you will get the modified list. It means 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. So let's run this program. To convert all these statements in comment. You know that supposed to write multi-line comments in a program. Now this is good because I convert all these lines in comments. Now again I'm running the program. You can see in the output, previously the list contains 12, 14, 16, 18, and 21. Now you modify the value list 4. So the list has been modified. So 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. Because list is a mutable data object. So we have modified the list. We have changed the contents of the list. In place of 21, now 20 is there. Have you noted down this program code and this output in your notebook?
Yes, sir.
Friends गाते हैं?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this way you can modify the list. You can also okay. You can also concatenate the list, means you can join the list. So you know on string also we can operate concatenation operator, that is plus sign. Plus sign is used as a concatenation operator. So write down concatenating list. You can use the plus operator to concatenate to list. Concatenate means join. Hello, Vishal. You are turning the pages.
Yes, sir.
Why you are turning the pages of your notebook?
Sir, I think we have already written concatenating list.
Yes, yes, very good. But this concatenation operator is applied on the string in the previous class. We can concatenate two
Yes,
strings
sir.
with the help of this plus. Now you can also use this concatenation operator on the list also. Okay. So how to do it?
Yes, sir.
List 1 equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. List 2 equal to 5, 6, 7, 8. Now list 3 equal to list 1 plus list 2. In this way you can concatenate the list. So you will get the third list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When I print list 1, what will be the output, Prince? Prince Chaudhary? Hello? Prince Chaudhary?
Yes, sir.
What is the output of this program? I am asking, what is the output of this program? I am asking Prince Chaudhary.
Sir, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Om Bagresh?
Sir, list 1 will print it.
Yes, correct. Prince Chaudhary, list 1 is written here, not list 3.
Yes, sir.
So list 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 will be displayed on the screen. Okay. Then I am displaying list 2. Then I am displaying list 3. Now the list 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 will be displayed on the screen because we have concatenated here join two list. When you join two list, it returns a third list. It returns the number in the form of elements in the form of list. So list 1 and list 2, the elements of list 1 and list 2 join and make a third list. So this is the third list. So third list I am printing on the screen. Now see the output. So the list 1 is
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4. List second is 5, 6, 7, 8, and list third is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So write down this code in your notebook and this output.
Sir, return.
मेहुल कहाँ चला गया? फिर चला गया मेहुल. मेहुल
Sir,
का
return.
इंटरनेट बार बार डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाता है क्या?
सर मेहुल गांव में सर अपने गांव गया है.
अच्छा, ठीक है. Okay. Now you know that how to concatenate two lists. I'm asking you some questions so that I can check whether you understand the concepts of list or not. So write down one question. What will the following code display? This is the code. Marks is equal to 55, 65, 78, 90. Then I write marks 3 equal to 73. Then I am printing marks. So what will be the output?
So 55, 60, 65, 73 or 90?
55, 65, 73 and 90.
Yes, and
So 55, 65, 78 or 73.
Yes,
no, sir.
Bagresh is correct. Friends got there. Mass
Sir,
3 means index 3. Index 3 means this
sir,
is
sorry,
0, 1.
तो जीरो भूल गया था 90 की जगह आएगा 73.
Yes, because index begins from 0. So index 3 means this element. So you are modifying this element, not this third element. Third element's index is 2, but I had written 3. So keep in mind that index begins from a 0. So that's why the answer is 55, 65, 78, and 73. This will be the output. So note down this program and the answer, and also write down the note. Index begins from 0 in the list. The first element index is 0. Second element's index is 1. Third element index is 2, and so on. So index 3 means fourth element. Fourth element in the list. सूर्यम आज भी नहीं आया है. One, two, three, four. मेहुल कहाँ चला गया? मेहुल भी चला गया.
सो स्क्रीन हटाइए ना.
So you must know that the indexing begins from 0. So each individual elements can be expressed with the help of the index. So here you are accessing the element with the help of index 3. Index 3 means the fourth element in the list, means 90. And with the help of assignment operator, you are assigning a new value to this index position. So the new value will be stored in the list. So in place of 90, 73 will be stored. So have you noted down all these things?
यस सर.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
I'm erasing all these things. Now let's check again. Write down question. Tell me the output. K equal to 3 into 7. Print K. So what will be the output? Prince Chaudhary. Hello. Prince Chaudhary also not attending the class. Om Bagresh, Prince Gate, Sonu is there.
So 15 will return 7 times.
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. You know that this is a repetition operator and you can apply repetition operator on the list. So this list will convert it into the list of 7 items with 15 as a value. So output will be 15, 15, 7 times. Like this. Hello, Prince. अच्छा नेटवर्क चला गया. अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है कोई बात नहीं. ठीक. हाँ आज नेटवर्क की प्रॉब्लम बहुत आ रही है. प्रिंस गाते भी. Okay, so 15 appeared 7 times on the screen because this is a repetition operator. You must keep in mind that repetition operator will return the string with that number of times by which you are multiplying. Suppose you are multiplying with 7, so 7 times 15 is occurring in the list. Let's see the output. I'm running this program. So you can see a list which contains 15 7 times. Okay. Let's write down another question. What is the output? I'm writing n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and print n minus 2 n minus 4 . So what will be the output? Vishal?
So 5 3.
Sir, 4, 2.
So 5 3.
Sir, 5-3.
Sir, 4 and 3.
5 3.
4 and 3. How?
Yes, sir. No, sir, 4 and 2.
How? You know that you can
No, sir, 4
also
and 3.
apply
4
reverse
and 3.
indexing. Reverse indexing means the last element's index is minus 1.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, sir.
So the last element's index is minus 1. Then this index
Yes,
is
sir, 5 and 3.
5 and 3. So reverse indexing can be applied on the list. Yesterday I told you that. So if you want to access the last element, so last element's index is minus 1. First element's index is 0. Last element's index is either minus 1 or the length minus 1. So this, its index is minus 1. Its index is minus 2. So 5, then minus 3, and minus 4. So it will give the output as 5 and 3. 5 and 3. So write down this output 5, 3. And we also write down one note. Negative index is also provided by Python. Last elements index is -1. Second last element index is -2. So the output will be 5, 3. So you should always remember that last element's index is -1. If you want positive index, means last element's index is length of this list -1, means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this element's index is 5. Or if you want negative index, means this element's index is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. So the output will be 5 and 3. I hope you have noted down all these things.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now write down another question. How do you know or find the number of elements in a list? Can you tell me the answer? How do you find the number of elements in a list?
So by using len function.
Yes, very good. With the help of len function, we can find the number of elements in a list. Function returns an integer.
सर थोड़ा नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है सर, इसलिए डिस्कनेक्ट हो जा रहा है सर.
Okay. Len function returns an integer value. The number of elements in a list. For example, pairs equal to Vishal, Om, Prince, Mehul, so if I write print, if I write x equal to len, pairs, and then I display the value of x on the screen, what will be the output?
So 4.
4, because 4
So
elements are there. You can count the elements 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 is returned by this len function. Inside the function, you are passing a list as an argument, and you know that function returns a value. So this len function returns an integer value. So that integer value is stored in x. Later, you can print the value of x on the screen with the help of print function. So the value of x is 4. So 4 will be printed on the screen. You can see the output. It is 4. So this is how you can find the number of elements in a list. Have you noted down?
Yes, sir. Done.
Yes, sir.
So this len function you have to frequently use in your software, because this is a very essential function to find the number of elements in a list. No need to count the elements, or no need to iterate over the list with the help of while loop or for loop. You can easily find a number of values in a list. In this list, only four values are there. But if more than four values, if large number of values are stored in a list, and if you want to find out how many values are stored in a list, you can use this len function. So this function is very useful function provided by the Python. So now one more question I want to ask you. Write down. Sir. Okay, write down one more question. K1 equal to Vishal and K2 equal to Prince and Om. Now I am writing one more, K3 equal to K2 plus K1. And then I am printing K3. So what will be the output?
Sir, Vishal, Prince, Om.
Wrong.
Sir, Prince Om Vishal.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
First you have written K2. So K2 is Prince Om. Then you write K1. K1 is Vishal. So you must know the sequence. First you write Vishal, Prince Om, and then Vishal. So the list will be created in that order only. Let's see the output. First Prince Om and Vishal. If you change the order, suppose you write K1 here, K1 and then K2. Then what will be the output?
Sir, Vishal Prince Om.
Yes.
Om.
Yes, first Vishal, K1 is Vishal, and then Prince and Om. So K2. So this plus operator acts as a concatenation operator, not as an addition operator. Concatenation means you can join two lists and create a third list.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
see whether you can join three lists or not. K3 equal to Mehul. And if I write here plus K3 and here K4, so what will be the output?
Sir,
Vishal
Vishal,
Prince Om.
Yes, Vishal, Prince, Om and Mehul. So you can see, you can concatenate two or more lists with the help of this plus concatenation operator. Not only two lists, you can concatenate, you can join more than two lists also with the help of this. But actually this plus operator operates on two lists. First list and second list. So you write down the output.
चलो
Have you written the output?
सर लिख रहा है
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
सर अगर हमें वहां से सर वो जो ऊपर में कॉमा है सर वो हटाना है तो क्या करेंगे
कौन सा कॉमा?
सर जैसे ओम लिखा है सर उसके बाजू में एक ब्रैकेट कॉमा है और इधर एक कॉमा है
सर सिंगल कोट्स को हटाने के लिए
सर
This comma.
नो सर सिंगल कोट
नो सर सिंगल कोट्स
ये single quote.
यस सर
We have to use if or while statement
Look,
for.
this you are directly displaying a list, so it is
Yes, sir.
displaying the whole list. But you can iterate over the lists. You can iterate over the list with the help of for,
If
because you have not attended yesterday's class. That's why you are not understanding. Let's see. If you want to display all these values without a square bracket or single quote or comma, then you can use for loop or while loop. I am showing here. You must clear your doubt. You can use for x in K4. Okay. For x in K4.
ओम तेरी आवाज आ रही है हमको।
ओम चुप रहे।
Om is singing a song. So let's see. For x in K4. For x in K4 means for each value in K4. So K4 contains 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can print the values on the screen with the help of print x. So x is Vishal, then Prince, then Om, then Mehul. You can print x. If you want comma after each and every list, so you can write like this. So comma will appear. But if you don't want comma, and if you want to display the names in a single line, then you can write and is equal to the space. So in this way, or with the help of for loop, we can iterate over the list. So let's run this program. So first it displays the whole list with a square bracket, comma and single quote. In the second statement, in the second output, you can notice that there is no square bracket, no comma, no single quotes, because you are accessing the values only. This single quote is used to represent that this is a string object. So string, this is the representation only. But if you want to access the values in a list, you can use for loop. For x in K4 means for each element in K4. So for each element means for Vishal, for Prince, for Om, for Mehul, print the value of x. So x is Vishal, so Vishal is printed. X is Prince, so Prince is printed on this. X is Om, so Om is printed. X is Mehul, so Mehul is printed. So you must know how to iterate over the list with the help of for loop. You can also access the elements with the help of index also. So it is depends
Sir,
on you. Yes.
so if we want to know the so list element, how many characters it will take? तो जैसे सर विशाल है उसमें 6 कैरेक्टर है, वो हम कैसे वो डिस्प्ले करेंगे बाद में?
Okay. No, you can directly display the number of characters in this program, and so you know that len function, len function,
Yes sir.
returns the number of characters in a string also, because len function can be applied on a string also. Look, I am modifying this program. Okay. Len and then x means the length of x,
Yes sir.
and then you can write characters if you want more clear output characters like this. Okay. Now look, it will display the name, and alien name means alien Vishal. So this will display the number of characters. Let's see the output. Vishal 6 characters, Prince 6 characters, Om 2 characters, Mehul 5 characters. If I want to display this in separate lines, so our output will be a better one. Now look. Vishal 6 character, Prince 6 characters, Om 2 characters, Mehul 5 characters. So you can note down this code. If you want to display how many characters each string have in a list. Have you noted down? Please note down this whole program and the output also.
So return.
Okay. Okay, so this is all about the basics
No,
of
sir.
it. Okay, I'm giving you a time. So in the next class, I will explain about the list slicing.
Sir, one assignment question is not done by me.
Which question? Which
It's
question?
a concatenate two string in a Python.
So with the help of plus operator, you can concatenate two strings.
Yes.
I will show you.
Get
Just
understand.
wait.
Yes, sir, written.
Okay. Let's write a program to solve your problem. Program to display full name of a person. So I am asking first name equal to input, enter your first name. Then I am asking last name is equal to input, enter last name. Then I can display print your full name is, then print. So first name is also a string, and then you can join two strings with the help of concatenation operator plus last name. So this is how you can concatenate two strings. Strings are stored in this variable first name. Suppose first name is Mohan. So here you are writing suppose Mohan, and then last name, suppose you enter Mohan Sharma. So Sharma is stored in this last name variable. So here last name is written suppose. So two strings are written, and between those two strings you are applying a concatenation operator. This is a concatenation operator, not an addition operator. So it will join two strings. Let's see the output. I'm running the program. Enter your first name. So I write Mohan. Enter your last name, Sharma. So your full name is Mohan Sharma. So you can notice that when you concatenate two strings, it will concatenate like this, Mohan Sharma. If you want some space between these two strings, then you can also concatenate one more string. So one more string I am concatenating here, that is called space, and then plus. So here you are concatenating these two strings. So when you concatenate two strings, it will return a string, single string. Then again you are concatenating two strings. One is these two strings concatenated form plus this string. So in this way you can display a space between the two strings. Now you will get the better output. Enter first name. So I am writing here Om, and last name Bagresh. So you can see your full name is Om Bagresh. So this concatenation operator you can apply it on string also. Have you noted down this program?
So 1 minute.
Okay.
So एक मिनट बस आउटपुट.
So concatenation operator means plus. Though plus is also an addition operator, you can add two numbers, but you can also join two strings with the help of this concatenation operator plus. And this concatenation operator can also be applied on the list. You can join two lists. So when you are joining two lists, it will return a third list with the elements of first and second list altogether.
So done.
Okay. Now write down the home assignment. Home assignment. Number 1. Store a sentence entered by the user in a variable line, and then show the number of characters in that line. How can you show the last element of the list on the screen? Suppose I want to print last element of the list on the screen. What is the method? What will happen when you apply concatenation operator on two lists? What will be the output of the following code? S equal to star into 20 print S. So this will be your home assignment. In this home assignment, you have to solve in your notebook, take out the pictures of those pages in which you have written the answers of these questions and send me those photographs, those images on my WhatsApp number so that I can check whether you have solved those questions correctly or not. So in our next class, I will explain about list slicing. So you must get some idea about list slicing from your previous textbook so that you can understand it clearly in my next class. So I hope you have written the home assignment in your notebook. Om Bagresh.
Yes,
No,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Done.
So I'm giving you some.
sir.
I'm giving you enough time so that you can note down all these questions. Store a sentence entered by the user in a variable line and then show the number of characters in that line. How can you show the last element of the list on the screen? What will happen? Happen. Spelling mistake is there. Happen. When you apply concatenation operator on two lists, what will be the output of the following code? S equal to star multiplied by 20, print S. So you must remember that this multiplication operator is a repetition operator. It is not multiplying 20, but it is a repetition operator, means it will return the list with 20 elements, same, all those elements are same as star. So you have to write the answers in your own words. Please don't use internet to complete your home assignments. If you are writing your assignments in your own words, it will be appreciable. So let's end this class. I hope you have written these assignments. Friends,
Yes, sir. Written, sir.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
सर होमवर्क कॉपी अलग से बनानी है.
You can make your homework separate copy for homework, but if you want to do your homework in classwork copy, then you can do those homework in your classwork notebook also. But suppose if you forget to do homework in your classwork notebook and then you have to write or you have to leave some blank pages to complete your work. So it will be better if you make a separate copy for homework assignment and also make an index in that homework copy so that I can check whether you have done your homework regularly or not. So in your homework assignment also you have to make index. In that index you write down the date and the topic and how many questions I have given you and show me what you have written in your notebook. So okay, so I am ending this class and I'm waiting to attend my next class on Sunday at 11 a.m.